Oh, kisses.
It is the nature of illness, infecting all my bones. There's no pleasant way to put it.
Gonna help me make some lunch?
Finding the drama of the sick, spreading epidemic. Sure as death, taxes, and romance. Ironically
Alright, so Derek's at work, the baby is asleep, so as promised, we have Postpartum Depression Part 2. So in last week's vlog, I shared a little bit about my experience with postpartum depression, and I was amazed at the response that it got and the amount of views. This is a small channel, so anytime I get over 100 views in 6 hours is pretty amazing. So I just wanted to start by saying thank you all for watching and for also sharing your experiences as well. So even though this video is called Postpartum Depression Part 2, what I really wanted to touch on was just kind of depression in general, because this has really been on my heart lately because it's October, and this month last year, one of my friends, Emily, died. She was 21 years old when she committed suicide, and apparently she'd been struggling with depression for some time, and I had no idea. In fact, if you had asked me to make a list of people that I knew did not struggle with depression, she would have been on that list, probably at the top of that list. She was always smiling and so upbeat. I remember one year I was her Disciple Now counselor. Disciple Now is just a church event for youth where they take a weekend and do a Bible study, play some games and stuff like that. But Emily was in my group, and I just remember her speaking up during our small group sessions, and she just spoke with such wisdom and maturity. And I just thought, man, she could be leading this group right alongside me. I remember when she and I went with a group to the Passion Conference. And we laid in our hotel room and we were listening to Beautiful Things by Gungor. Later in that week, after an epic dance battle on our bus, we stopped and saw this other group of college-age kids having a dance-off in the middle of a parking lot. So Emily leaned over to me and was like, how cool would it be if one of us were to just go over there and jump in the middle of their group and just start dancing? So then she gets to the whole entire bus to start chanting my name to go over and dance with these complete strangers. Obviously, challenge accepted. But that's just the kind of fun, loving person that Emily was. If you're around her, then just smiles and laughter are always present. I have this old Facebook message that I have from her asking about this program that I had done called Fusion. It's basically a semester of college classes / missionary training and a semester of going overseas and sharing the gospel. So in this message, she was asking questions about that and also asked if I would be her reference for her IMB application. And of course I agreed. Honestly, there is no shortage of sweet things to say about Emily. Writing a good reference for her was easy. So she ended up participating in that program, and when she got back, I got to talk with her about some of her experiences, and she just told these stories with this passion and this obvious love for the people that she was ministering to. When Derek was in basic, Emily and I and another friend of ours went to the Loop in St. Louis. We just wanted to hang out and walk around. We went into every fair trade store on the block, and I watched as she excitedly talked to each and every shop owner about their travels. She showed us this awesome Syrian restaurant called Renouche, where we all ordered food I could hardly pronounce. And this is one of the harder memories that I have with Emily, because that whole day I just remember her talking about how she wanted to open a fair trade store, and she was just so excited about all the future travels that would come along with that. And she just had ambition and goals, and it just goes to show you how depression can just warp a person's thinking, and that it can affect anyone. Recently, Emily's mom shared a link on Facebook that was called "There is no face to depression." And I hadn't really thought about that, but it's so true. A lot of times we just have this idea of what depression looks like, but you never know what a person is dealing with. It can be hidden so well. There is no face to depression. This is the shirt that they had made for Emily. In my experience, the people that I know who have dealt with depression are just some of the most gifted people that I know. There are so many different places that I could take this video at this point. I mean, I could talk about life after death and how I really do believe that Emily is in heaven because of her faith and love for Christ. I could challenge people to just be kind to others and considerate of what they're dealing with. We could talk about how we deal with loss when we lose loved ones. I could talk about suicide and how that is a real thing that seems to be happening more and more. But honestly, I just want to keep this video simple and more so just make it about the memories. I think about Emily a lot, and I just don't want to forget any details of our friendship. She died when I was actually visiting home. Emerson was about 4 months old, so I was still pretty heavy dealing with my postpartum depression. But then coming back to New Mexico and having to deal with the grief in a place where nobody knew her, what happened was I just ended up feeling sorry for people because they didn't get to know her, how they don't get to have memories with her. So I just started writing them down and treasuring them. It just makes me think of when you see those things that say in loving memory of, and then it says a name. That's kind of what I want this video to be. Just sharing memories. So that's what today is. Today is in loving memory of Emily Sang.
Step down into darkness and crush the serpent's head. As your
Ball!
gentle practice to wake up the captive dead. Grace and forgiveness came from you. Christ, a great
Thank you.
physician, healed the sick, blind, paralyzed, diagnosed this heart
You want to read that book?
condition.
Did you say please?
Punishment.
Good job.
To the tree you rose in triumphant glory as the risen remedy. Love is the giver of life, and that life giver is you.
Do you like my shirt?
Lover of my soul,
Is that pretty?
is making everything.
Oh, I love you.
My doctor, 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 doctor. You are my doctor, doctor. Jesus, my doctor.
The World Health Organization estimates that approximately 1 million people die from suicide every year. If you have thoughts of suicide, please talk to someone. Find that help. And know that you're not alone. Maybe this isn't you, but you know someone who might be dealing with depression or even suicidal thoughts. Don't wait. Talk to them today. Most suicidal people don't want death. They just want the pain to stop. So ask. You can't make a person suicidal by showing that you care. Well, that about does it for today, so thank you guys for watching. Give us a like, hit that subscribe button. We do a new vlog every Monday. Thank you. Oh, you want to give everybody else a drink? Share your milk. I'm Allie McMullin. This is Emerson McMullin. We'll see you guys next time.